Just finished a walk. Hair down today. Rare GGZ Gears Jesus moment. It's looking a bit wavy. Anyway, what should we talk about today? What shall we talk about today? Hold on. Production value through the roof. Subscribe, become a member for high level production value like this. Anyway, what should we talk about today? So, I load in and I decide I'm going to play some King of the Hill. And I load in, and it was just unfortunate. I got Sanctuary, I got Courtyard, and I got Bullet Marsh. And I just dipped out of them. The teams were like 2v4, people were quitting, I was running around on Bullet Marsh, putting in my daily cardio, going from A to B to D, and I wasn't enjoying it. And so I thought to myself, I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to put my camera on and I'm going to record a gameplay of every single game mode back to back. And if I get a good gameplay, I get a good gameplay. If I don't get a good gameplay, then I don't get a good gameplay. It is what it is. Sounds good, doesn't it? And then I'll probably post it in a few weeks when I've given up and I'll just reveal my gamer tag. And if they want to ban me, they can ban me. Right? And I go into, are you ready? I go into one shot, one kill. And I bump into two names there, which I see from the rank 100 King of the Hill, right? They're rank 100 King of the Hill. Listen, I'm not saying I'm in there. I'm not saying I'm in the rank 100 King of the Hill, but anyway, decipher that as you will. But I see their names in there, and I get hit with a sniper bullet in the chest. Oof, that stings, I thought. I'm pretty full red, that's strange. Another sniper shot comes down, and I'm on the floor. And out of nowhere, Mr. Damon Baird up-A's the corner and melee finishes me. And I'm like, hold the phone, what? Is this a thing? No, surely not. So I carry on playing and I'm getting a few headshots. By the way, let me just announce, the sniper's broken. Sniper, you can aim on their head and I've got footage. Trust me, you know I'm telling the truth. I am stood directly still. He is stood directly still and it sponges. And I've got clips of me shooting 4 foot wide and getting a headshot. So there is a crazy amount of lag that we're just not seeing, which is why it's so hard to snipe for people and play, because in the old game, you'd have to lead your bullets into the guy. So everyone would be lagging, but you'd place your shotgun shell 2 seconds in front, and then he'd run into the shell, because you're like, I know what he's going to do. He's going to push that corner, so I'm going to shoot that corner, and he's going to run into the bullet. Now, nobody looks like they're lagging, but they are. Anyway, we're on one shot, one kill, and I get downed again by double shot, and I got finished again. And I'm just stood there, and I'm thinking, this can't be real. This actually shows the lack of care and actually shows just the lack of fucks they give about you as a community. Because if they had somebody that played Gears 5 and Gears 1 and actually remotely cared about the franchise, it would take one single moment in that office. If I was sat in that office, I would say, hold on a minute, mate. I've just been 2-shot downed. People are only playing this game mode to get headshots. If they wanted to snipe, they're in here. If they wanted to Lancer, they wouldn't be in here. If they wanted to 2-piece, they wouldn't be in here. If they wanted to do an execution, they wouldn't be in here. So why is it the sniper does regular damage to the body? Why is it that you can be killed on the floor? And I've watched some old clips, by the way, just to throw this one in there. I've seen on TikTok people posting up old snipe matches and old clips from like yonder years. And you actually forget how quick people got up. 5-second bleed out, they were up in like 2 seconds. Nowadays, you play execution or you play King of the Hill or whatever, you're never getting up. And so it just promotes this like poke, lancery, whatever. So, you know, obviously not only is the idea of two-shotting down someone, you know, stupid, but it's also not fun, is it? Like, you can have stupid ideas that work out to be fun. That's not fun. And here's where it becomes really stupid. They actually fixed this in Gears 5. They actually fixed the problem. So they know it's a problem. They made it headshots only. They made it so body shots basically did nothing. And melees basically did nothing. And so you had to get headshot. Because that's the only reason you're in the game mode, right? You're only going in that game mode to snipe. So why on earth would they make it any other way? Why am I nitpicking? It could be patched. It's a tiny, tiny, minute thing in a tiny, tiny game. Because it just shows how little they actually give a fuck and how much effort they put into this product. Because anybody with a brain cell would go, yeah, just make the melee dead weak in that mode at the end. I, out of curiosity, by the way, played 2 matches. And look, I didn't melee everybody down. Obviously, when there's 4 snipers aimed at you, it's pretty difficult to do that. But I had a pretty good time just running around double beating people down, sniping the back melee. And if anybody downed anybody, I just ran up and finished them on the ground. And I had a few people saying, bro, stop that. That's toxic. No, I tell you what's toxic. Toxic is having that exact same problem in Gears 5, fixing it, going radio silent for 3 years, and then releasing the same game mode and having the same problems that were previously fixed. That's toxic. That is literally serving up you a shit sandwich and saying, oh, don't complain, because there's fresh bread. Yeah, still a pile of shit, mate. So look, do I ultimately care that one shot, one kill in Gears Reloaded is you can do a bit of melee in? Not really. But what it does highlight is a problem, doesn't it? It highlights a problem of them tweaking things that don't need tweaking and not tweaking things that do need tweaking. I mean, the sniper is not the Gears sniper. You cannot crouch up and down. You can't. Like, you can. Also, here's a radical thing. Obviously, like, I've started looking at Gears again. I'm actually looking at Gears 4, thinking that headshot looks really gory. I feel like the headshot on Gears Reloaded is, like, not very gory. It hasn't got that satisfying pop, almost. You don't see that splurt of blood go up into the air. So, yeah. You can blind fire across the map. It goes in a straight line if you have an active. So if you put the guy in the center of your screen and you go off 3 or 4 attempts at a blind fire, you'll get one. I got 3 or 4 blind fires across the map, and I never did that in Gears 1. It was so incredibly rare. So I definitely think they've changed the way the sniper works, for sure. Also, yeah, on the actual one shot, one kill, I understand the idea of having every map on there, but make some new spawns, put people closer together, you know. Maybe, here's the thing that bugs me about Gears, there's so little effort. On canals, it would be fun / funny, because we're allowed to have fun. I feel like we're not allowed to have fun in video games. Comment below if you like this idea and you've made it to the end of the video. When you're on canals, it spawns all 10 people on Middle Bridge. Now, some games, it's going to be a big beatdown fest, but if they actually fix that, people would be sniping away on that. Why do we have no ammo? I've died, I've only played a couple games. A lot of my deaths are picking up ammo because for some reason I just can't weapon slide on PC. Don't know why. But, they could tweak the spawns a bit, tweak the maps a little bit, or take off certain maps that are a bit ridiculous, Rooftops is a nice snipe map. Canals is a nice snipe map. You know, I don't feel like Fuel Depot is, to be honest. You know, they could do some things, but it's lazy. They'll say, oh, we don't want to mess with it, it's too much effort. Bro, just close off some areas of Fuel Depot. Close off some areas of Bullet Marsh. You're playing one shot, one kill. Everybody only wants to go in there to snipe. It doesn't need to be balanced. But it's just bare minimum, man. Bare minimum, isn't it? So, you know, yeah, I just thought I'd make that video quickly and post it up. Let me know what you think. Should they add some new spawns, extra spawns, change the maps a little bit? Because I'm telling you, like, you know, for example, you play War Machine, just get rid of the top bit. Or, alternatively, just have everybody up top. You know? Spawn and have a big fight up. Like, you could do anything, have fun. Video games are for fun. I feel like we've totally lost the fun element.